I am Paul's ego.
I am TJ Kirk. This is Pitch Wars.
Pitch Wars! Pitch Wars! Did you say Pitch Wars?
I did indeed. I did indeed.
Before we get into the slaughter, let's read a pitch
From the audience, from our last one.
from our last one. This one comes from B Bats.
B-Bats!
He says, TJ was onto something with Dream World, but I don't like Freddy having a change of heart. It would be much better if it was a dominance war between the powerful villains, and whoever takes down Freddy would become the most powerful. There'd be this scene where Freddy's most powerful henchman would throw Freddy a surprise party, but instead of presents and cake, they would crucify Freddy. It goes on. I really like the ending of this one.
Yeah.
There's blood everywhere like you wouldn't believe. Also, I'm not really on board with the Beowulf CGI thing. Instead, everyone would be anime, but the blood would be real.
Everyone would be anime, but the blood would be real.
So take that,
That's so magical.
pompous ass
That seems like
anime directors.
Yeah. How come we've never seen a movie where the characters are anime, but the blood is real,
Yeah.
huh? You know, I think an anime Freddy could work, you know?
Yeah, anime Freddy, but the blood is real.
Yeah, the blood's real.
I like it.
I mean, you know, I've never seen it done. I can say that.
Yeah.
Never been done.
So speaking of the Freddy pitches and the Jason pitches, we got a little business to attend to. And I want to remain humble in victory as I was in defeat last time, as everyone remembers. So I tried to come up with a word that I thought wouldn't be really insulting to you, but that would define what I did. And I came up with fuck rumpled. I fuck rumpled you.
Yeah, that's good.
Because, you know, when
that really softened the blow. Like, you could have said, like, you know, I devastated you, but fuck rumpled, that's, you know, it's a softer landing. It's a softer landing.
But you got fuck rumpled pretty hard, though.
Shit, man. You know what?
74%.
Your corny ass motherfucking ending with Jason chopping up the Antifas and all the people contemporarily hate and shit.
Yes.
Cheap bullshit. Appealing to the fucking plebs in the audience. The people who have a respect for cinema voted for my fucking Freddy's Dream World. Fuck that shit. Your movie fucking sucked, Paul. Your movie sucked. I hate to break it to you, Paul. I hate to break it to you. Your movie sucked. I don't care what the poll says. In your heart, you know it sucked.
Okay. All right, TJ. You still lost by I lost the first one by the slimmest of margins.
Just by a TJ's dick.
Anyway, we've got some different pitches for you today. I'm going to continue my cycle of dominance. We're going to do biopics today. The traditional, taking a look at a historical figure and telling a story about their lives. And I think since we're kind of switching back and forth...
it's your turn to go first.
It's my turn to go first. So, I'm going to just take you in on my first shot.
Garbage! Sorry.
Fuck,
just had to clear my throat there. You know, these cigarettes.
Yeah. Coffin nails, TJ. My first shot starts on a pair of shiny tap shoes. And it pulls back. And the little feet start tapping. And there's frilly socks. And it pulls back. And there's those like shorts that are way above the knee. And it pulls back. It just keeps pulling back on this little boy dressed in a very embarrassing like little tap dance costume. Maybe there's some 20s smooth crooner type jazz playing that he's tapping to. And as it pulls back, you see more of the room and it's on a record, playing. And he's looking intently ahead and just tapping his little heart out. Pulls back farther. There's an old lady sitting in a chair. And you can tell that she's not looking at the little tap dancing boy. She's looking out the window. And out the window, you can see a really robust older man and a super robust teenage boy playing football. They're playing catch with each other out there. And she's watching that with a kind of half-hearted smile on her face. And the little tap dancing boy's looking right at her. And he gets to the big finish. And she doesn't even notice. She's just looking out the window and the little boy goes, "Mom, please clap." Boom! Title screen. Please clap. That's the name of the movie. And some of you may know, some of you may not know. It's about Jeb Bush, the woman in the opening.
We can play the clip. Boom.
Yeah.
To get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
So the old woman in the room with him was Barbara Bush, and she was looking out the window at George W. Bush playing catch with his son, George H.W. Bush playing catch with his son, George W. Bush. And that's really what the entire movie is. It's an examination of Jeb Bush trying to compete as a middle child with his father and mother's favorite son in George W. and just being outdone. If you look at Jeb's life, it plays out that way. You know, he went to college and got a degree, but his brother went to Harvard and Yale, and he went to, I don't know, UC Texas and Austin or something. It's always just a notch below. The same night Jeb Bush ran for governor in Florida and lost by a slim margin, his older brother won the governor's race in Texas. That same night, not only does he fail, but he's reminded again that his brother is unbeatable. And the whole film builds towards the 2016 campaign. He gave so many little moments in that campaign that just kind of define what Jeb is. And I want to see the mentality behind those moments. See, I'll admit I'm filling in a lot of gaps in this biopic. I'm projecting a little of my own insecurity onto Jeb, but I think it makes great sense that Jeb is constantly trying to garner attention. There's that clip, maybe I'll find it too, of Barbara Bush, rebuffing him when he says, Mom finally told me I'm her favorite child. And she goes, wait, what, you know?
My mom finally told me that I was her favorite.
Oh, no, I didn't. You mean of all the children?
Yeah.
No.
Everything in his life fits it. Even the presidential race. He was so hopeful because, think about that. You're competing with your brother who has outdone you every step of the way your entire fucking life. And he becomes president. The only thing you can do is become president. It gives him a drive. And he never gets it. I see the final scene being the night that Jeb announces that his candidacy is over. That he's pursuing other things or whatever the fuck. He's sitting alone in the green room of this place. And he's tapping his leg. And he's worried. He's anxious. We zoom in on his foot tapping on the ground. And then all of a sudden, he's got a tap shoe on. Tap, 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 tap. And he gets up to walk out. We just follow his feet. TJ hates feet shots.
I do.
Tap, to tap, to tap, to tap, to tap. And he walks out to an empty audience. Just completely empty theater. And he walks up to the podium. And then the podium, it cuts back out to the empty theater. Maybe there's one or two people out there now. And the podium's gone. And he's dressed in that same embarrassing little outfit that he was dressed in at the beginning of the movie. Short shorts and the frilly little socks. And instead of giving a speech, he just starts tap dancing for them. And none of them react. They just sit there silently. And he gets to the big finish. You want him to say, please clap at the end, but he doesn't. There's also a scene, too, before I get to the very end, when he wins the governor's race in Florida, because eventually he comes back and wins it. I want him to have to call his dad and have this moment in the mirror where he's asking his dad for approval in various different tones and ways, like, hey, Dad, I'm the governor of Florida. That sheepish fucking Jeb smile. Please clap. Zoom in a little more. Hey, Dad, I won the governorship of Florida. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. I won. Please clap. I just want it so bad. I want it so bad. So that's it. That's my pitch. Please clap The Life of Jeb Bush, which I actually found out his name is not even Jeb. I always thought he was Jebediah Bush, but it's John something Bush.
Something with an E.
Yeah,
It's
John E. Bush.
His name is an acronym.
So his name is yeah, Jeb.
So when you call him Jeb Bush, you're actually calling him Jeb Bush or John Bush
Yeah,
or some shit. Whatever.
John Inglesworth Bush.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
So that's mine. Please clap. What do you got, TJ? What do
Please
you bring
clap.
to the table?
Please clap. That's what you should be saying after that pitiful pitch.
All right. Say what you
Please
want, TJ.
clap. Here you go, Paul.
Say what you want, TJ.
Jeb Bush, one of the most dynamic figures in fucking history.
I think so, dude.
One of the most dynamic figures.
His story needs to be told.
Sorry, I don't mean to be mean, Paul.
No, it's okay,
I
it's okay.
actually like your pitch. I do.
Be mean with your pitch, TJ.
Be mean with my
Give me a mean pitch.
All right. So my movie, we open on a sky shot, looking straight fucking down. And what we're looking down at is a man, I think in late 40s, early 50s, around this time. Something like that. He's got fucking blood cake in his face, all around his body. His body is contorted in this fucked up, dismal position that you'd never want your fucking body to be in. It's clear that he's just been in a horrible fucking accident. He's still alive, he's still breathing. We zoom in, slowly. You see that this is the face of fucking Stephen King.
Okay.
Just after he's been hit by this van. The driver of the van is this, hey, fucking mosquito. I killed it.
Sweet.
The driver of this van is sort of a ridiculous, over-the-top redneck, which is true to life. This conversation happened. The guy's like, hey, you're Stephen King. Just after he's hit him and he's sprawled out, fucking dying on the damn road. You're Stephen King. Can't believe I hit Stephen King. You know, I love that movie Cujo. I was happy the little boy lived. And Stephen King laying there on the asphalt bleeding still has the energy and the wherewithal to say, he died in the book. And then it cuts to a little earlier. We see him getting ready, kissing his wife. He's going on a run. You know, he wants to stay healthy. He's out there. He's doing his jog. He's on the side of the street. We see the van. We see this guy in the van. He's drinking beers. He's got his dog in there. His dog is distracting him. He's petting his dog. Like, oh, good boy, Buck, or whatever the fuck. He's not paying attention to what he's doing. Steven's just running down the street. We see that moment of impact. It's brutal. Just totally fucking brutal. Just, gut-wrenching shit.
Yeah.
At that very moment, we cut to a fucking small child on train tracks. Also, bam! Just destroyed, decimated by an oncoming train. We pan the camera. We see young Stephen King as a child seeing his friend get hit by a train, which is something that actually happened.
As well as this car accident.
As well as the car accident, yeah. So all that's true. So these are actual facts about his life. He sees that. We go through a little montage of his childhood, some key scenes. We see his hard-working mother. She's working her ass off, trying to support a family as a single mom, trying to raise two boys. Kind of give her a little bit of that hero worship because she did do a lot for her fucking sons. See her encouraging him to read, encouraging his imagination. Then we kind of move into what the bulk of the movie is, which is Stephen King as this everyday fucking guy who's working odd jobs, living in a fucking trailer. He's got a wife. He's got a new baby. There's not enough money. He's trying to make it as a writer in between working as a high school janitor and these other horrible jobs. Like, how horrible is it to be a fucking high school janitor? He's trying to make it. He's written a few books. Maybe some of them have gotten some notice, but, nothing really big. As Richard Bachman. Got a few short stories published here and there. But he's working on this new book that was actually inspired by his high school janitor job, Carrie. And we see the process of writing Carrie and how it just instantly changed his life. How it was instantly just a huge hit. It was optioned into a movie. It was super popular. It totally overnight transforms his life. So you got this cool story of this trajectory of this working class guy, rags to riches story, classic fucking tale. But he's consumed by alcoholism. And that's one way he fights his demons. And the other way is writing. But I think the really cool thing you can do with this movie is it could be the first biopic, I think, that's also a horror movie. Because I want him to literally be taunted by visions of his most iconic characters. And that's one of the cool things is you can almost do mini adaptations of a lot of little Stephen King works by having him conceive of the scenes in his head. You can show key pivotal moments from Carrie and from It and from Cujo and from the Darker Half and Needful Things and all these fucking stories, The Stand. You can show little glimpses of that, and these characters torture him in his life. I mean, we know Stephen King has a fear of pipes and stuff because he sets so much of his horrors in the sewer or things coming out of the sink. So I think, you have a lot with pipes, He's sitting on a couch and just hands start reaching from the little crevices of the couch and grab him and you just, So you can kind of like play with that. He's being tortured by these demons. There was a point in his life where he was drinking fucking Listerine. Like when his wife hid all the booze to keep it away from him, he would drink mouthwash. So you can just show him at his highs and his lows. He's having all this enormous success. He's considered one of the fucking best writers in America. His books are selling like fucking hotcakes. But in his personal life, he's so fucking drunk that he claims he can't even remember writing fucking Cujo. He wrote it in a drunken stupor. To show that, to show him being tormented by his demons, to show how it interferes with his relationship with his wife and all this stuff. And I don't know much about the family dynamics of Stephen King, so it's going to be totally fictionalized there. But you can create a lot of tension there. And I think it's cool because it combines a lot of that biopic shit with like straight up horror, which this is the most appropriate human being you could intermix that with. The way it ends is him coming up out of, because this whole thing is kind of done in flashbacks as he's laying there after being hit by that van. I want him to kind of come to, and he sees his family, and he sees maybe some of his friends, and they're all there, and like, man, we're with you, Steven. We're praying for you. We believe in you. You can get through this. And he's looking at him, and he kind of closes his eyes for a second, then opens them back up. And instead of his family and friends there, it's all the characters that we've seen throughout the movie. It's, Pennywise and Randall Flagg and from the thing, and this the Man in Black from the Dark Tower, and it's all these fucking characters. And what's that bitch from Kathy Bates one?
Oh yeah, I don't remember what her name was, but
Whatever.
yeah,
They're all there. So all of the fucking people are there, all of his fucking iconic creations. I think he maybe even gets woken up by Cujo licking his hand. I don't know. And I think that it's pretty clear to a lot of people that Stephen King, after his accident, was never really the same. Never really created anything as iconic. Not to say he's bad now. But so I want all of his monsters to be there. I don't want them to be there to menace him, though. They've been menacing him the whole movie, but now they're there as friends. They're mourning. Not because he's going to die, but because they're going to die. They're going to tell him, like, Steven, you're going to live, but we have to go. I think it's even going to be Pennywise. It's going to be like, hiya, Stevie. It's going to be a sympathetic Pennywise, dude. And he's going to come and he's going to hold Stephen King's hand. He's going to tell him, like, we have to leave now. We have to go. So really, you're not dying, but a part of you is dying. And Steven's going to be kind of forlorn, He's always thought of these things as its tormentors, but now he realizes he's going to miss them. And, he starts crying. He's like, how am I going to even continue to write? It's the most important thing to me. And it's like, and you say, well, you're still going to be able to write, but you're not going to be what you were. And he's going to face that reality. But he's going to be glad because he's going to live. He's going to be glad because he won't be tormented by these things anymore. But he's also going to be sad because he knows that he's never going to be that thing that he was that got him where he was. Because, you know, like, the stuff he writes now wouldn't have propelled him to the level that he was at. So I want it to be a movie about the tumultuousness and the strife of his success, but also how ultimately he realizes that his demons were his best friends. How they were the ones who gave him his career. They were the ones who made all of his dreams come true and created a life for him and his family. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
What would you call it?
King.
Okay. I like it. See, I don't have to be derogatory towards your pitch, TJ. It's a good pitch.
Yeah, because mine's better.
Okay. Well, that's for the people to decide. If you want to vote on either Please Clap
Please clap.
or King,
King.
do so at the link below. There's a Twitter poll. So go have your voice heard down there. And if you liked this shit, follow us on social media, Facebook and Twitter and all that shit. Like, subscribe, hit the alert bell.
And if you have a pitch for a biopic, leave it down below.
Yeah. You think you can beat us? Pitch your movie down below and we'll check it out next video. If
Chauncey
it's good.
didn't even have a pitch. He's not even prepared.
He's a pitch bitch.
Pitch bitch. Pitch bitch. Pitch bitch. Ha 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 ha.